Okay, so now we're in the studio and we're going to set up automation on the console to be synced with Pro Tools. So this is not automating Pro Tools. We're not using this as a control surface. We're actually using the onboard automation system, the SSL moving faders system. So this is analog, let's say, automation. So I'll walk through the process here. We have a project set up. I'll end here. In this case, I just duplicated the one that was already there. And then we have auto right there. So I click on auto. Boom. Now we're in auto. Now I would, in this case, I'll do a new mix. Bam. So now we're in a new mix. In order to actually execute the mix, to start recording that automation, you would hit execute. Now protect. You can read about that in the manual, but essentially you can tell the console using the fader select button here. You can see this red light means this is ready to be automated. I can record on this track. If I push this, well, right now it won't do it, but that's what the protect is about. It will allow me to not automate this specific channel, for example, or all the channels, things of that nature. But if we just want to start our automation, we hit execute. And it will begin to execute automation. It's ready to go. Now, right now, it is not going to work. So I'm going to hit the space bar for play in Pro Tools, and you'll see the time is not moving. Thus, without that time moving, it's not going to work. Right? We know that. I mean, I know that quickly, because if the computer is not synced with Pro Tools, the onboard SSL computer is not synced with the Pro Tools computer, how could it automate? So there are a couple things in Pro Tools we need to do to make this work. The first is, you'll notice I have this transport expanded so you can see all of the parameters. I did that over here by clicking all. When I came in the studio, that middle section was not there, which is what most people are used to seeing. But since we're syncing with an external source, we need that middle section here, which has different types of time code, both linear time code and MIDI time code. It does not have a vertical integrated time code, though. Anyway, then up in our settings, we go to peripherals. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is in the synchronization tab, the first tab, this needs to be set to MIDI IP port 14 in our specific studio. That is explained also in the manual, but the synchronization for machine control is not, I don't think even matters. But synchronization for the MTC MIDI timecode reader does. So we go to the synchronization tab, and then we go to MTC generator port, and we choose predefined IP MIDI port 14. And we hit OK. So that's good. But if I hit play, you'll see this number still does not move. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is go here on the transport, and I'm going to click Generate MIDI Timecode. Now, come down here. Oh, look at that. So now we are ready to actually automate something. Now, you can walk through. This is the automation controls for the SSL here, most of them. The ones that you'll probably be using most is just write, which is when these are red. This is now in like write mode, what you'd be used to in Pro Tools. And then snap, which is similar to touch mode in Pro Tools. So now you'll see things move, I think. Oh no, so this is a new automation. So now I'll automate. Wow, wow. Now there's nothing here. Ignore that. That's just it freaking out. And then we'll bring them down. Okay, so now we play it again, and you see them snap down, and you see them do what they did. Now those are sitting. If I went to snap mode, I'd be able to go whoop, and it snapped back up. Snaps to where it was. Whoop, it snaps back up. Snaps back down. Take out of snap mode, and now we're back in write mode. So those just got written, and then it loops. So now we're automated. So watching that previous video where I set up the MIDI, which is what we're hearing, and then this automation, both of those work with MIDI timecode, which has been around since 83 in its like current form. Hopefully that is helpful. We can go into more on specifics of how all of the automation on the SSL Duality works at another time. Oh yeah, I should mention when you're done, you hit end here. You can also read about revise and join. It's a little difficult when you can't actually see the automation lines that we're used to seeing in most DAWs, but once you play around with it, it's just as fast as doing automation in Pro Tools, possibly faster because you have access to all the faders. But then you hit end and that is saved. And if you wanted to now go back, you're like, okay, that felt good. What you do is select the mix that you just did, and it will create a mix from that mix. So I hit execute. We do some stuff. It doesn't really matter. I'm just modifying whatever. And we hit end, and you'll see we now have mix 3 created from mix 2. That's how you add to your mixes.